In the shadows of a city betrayed, a machine never meant to fight rises to challenge the fate of mankind.
Awakening in chaos. Metro City had just suffered a mysterious explosion deep beneath its surface in a hidden underground laboratory. In the darkness, emergency lights flickered, casting red glows over shattered machinery and broken steel. From the wreckage, a humanoid figure slowly opened his eyes. Mechanical pupils of cool cyan blinked softly, gradually glowing brighter as they calibrated the ruined world around him. This was Rock, a lab assistant robot, never designed for battle, but today he was no longer just a maintenance unit. Dr. Light, the brilliant scientist and creator of Rock and the other robot masters, had sent out a final distress signal before the lab systems collapsed. Through a distorted wrist device, Rock could only make out broken phrases. Wily, betrayed, robot masters, uprising, must stop. Then silence. Something pulsed in Rock's synthetic chest, a sensation foreign and electric. Could it be worry? The lab door groaned open as partial power returned. A wave of smoke rolled in from the narrow corridor. The once stable energy conduit, now a charred tunnel of sparks and heat. Rock stepped forward, each footfall heavy with hesitation. Around him, low-level service bots ran amok. A few, seemingly corrupted, turned on him, firing erratic laser pulses. Rock stumbled back, raising his right arm, only to find it had transformed. From his forearm extended a compact energy cannon, a Mega Buster. It whirred softly with power. He didn't remember having this. Dr. Light must have upgraded him, perhaps in preparation for this very moment. Now bearing the new name Light had whispered once in hope, Mega Man, he navigated through collapsed corridors, dodging falling beams, shielding weaker bots from wreckage. Duty bloomed within him, not just survival, but protection. At the corridor's end, he paused. Beyond a cracked pane of reinforced glass, he glimpsed the skyline of Metro City. Far in the distance, massive holographic screens flickered to life. The image of Dr. Wily loomed large, his grin malicious, voice echoing, "The age of humanity is over. My robot masters will reshape the world." Seconds ticked by. Mega Man's logic core processed dozens of potential outcomes. He could hide, he could escape, but none of that aligned with what had just stirred inside him. He would fight, not out of obligation, but because it was right. As night fell over Metro City, a young warrior stood atop the ruined lab. Gentle rain pattered against his new cobalt blue armor. In the distance, lightning lit the sky, briefly revealing the silhouette of a massive robot streaking toward a dark tower. Mega Man clenched his right hand. The Mega Buster hummed to life. His battle and the fate of humanity had officially begun.
The mission map. 6 trials. In the deepest surviving chamber beneath the lab, where Dr. Light's mainframe still sputtered weakly, Mega Man discovered a sealed vault marked with hazard glyphs. As the reinforced door creaked open, flickering yellow lights lit up a command center, barely functional, its terminals running on emergency backups. Cold air surged past him, not from the room's temperature, but from the gravity of what lay ahead. Inside, ancient CRT monitors blinked awake. One by one, they displayed the profiles of 6 reprogrammed robot masters: Cutman, Gutsman, Iceman, Bombman, Fireman, and Elec Man. Once allies, now enemies. Above them, data streams showed the connection paths to a central signal, the fortress of Dr. Wily. A pre-recorded message from Dr. Light's AI booted up, his voice weak but resolute. "Rock, no, Mega Man, Wily has used the central override to corrupt the robot masters. Each one now guards a segment of our power grid. Unless you retrieve them, he will control all of Metro City's systems. Mega Man stood motionless. These weren't just targets, they were symbols of innovation. Cut Man, the precision slicer. Guts Man, the industrial titan. Ice Man, master of cryo-engineering. Bomb Man, a tactical explosive. Fireman, a walking inferno. And Elec Man, a living electric storm. He had trained with some of them, learned from them, but now they ruled over critical zones of the city. Steel foundries, Arctic testing labs, bomb silos, energy reactors. Each location was a battlefield. Each enemy, a trial. He turned to the primary console. A glowing blue pad lit up beneath his feet, a teleport node. On the screen, Cut Man's file blinked. The first target. Mega Man took a synthetic breath, not for air, but for resolve. In an instant, the chamber filled with light. His figure dissolved into digital particles, warping across the city toward the northern steel plant, the first confrontation of many. Behind him, the AI console dimmed. Only a final phrase lingered on the flickering screen. "Good luck, my son."
The steel plant loomed like a fortress, lined with towering cranes and razor-lined girders. Sparks flew from spinning saws as molten metal hissed through channels below. It was here that Cut Man had claimed his domain. Mega Man landed on a rusted platform, the teleportation light vanishing behind him. The air was thick with smoke and the acrid tang of heated steel. Red eyes glowed from the shadows, hostile bots wired to attack. He moved swiftly, leaping from beam to beam, dodging spinning blades and retaliating with precise shots from his Mega Buster. Each explosion echoed through the plant, a warning bell that the battle had begun. Cut Man appeared atop a scaffold, arms crossed, twin shears gleaming on his head. "You shouldn't have come, Rock. This isn't your fight anymore." "It is," Mega Man replied. "You were built to build, not to destroy." Cut Man leapt with a shriek, launching his deadly rolling cutter in a wide arc. Mega Man dove aside, bolts of energy slamming into support beams. The duel began in earnest. They clashed amid sparks and crashing steel. Every attack from Cut Man was swift and merciless. Every dodge and counterstrike from Mega Man was fueled by memory and hope. Finally, a burst of precise shots struck the control panel behind Cut Man, destabilizing the upper gantry. As he faltered, Mega Man surged forward and landed a decisive blow. Cut Man collapsed, his system shorting. Mega Man knelt beside him. "I'm sorry." Deep below Metro City, in a zone once meant for industrial automation and heavy lifting, now lay a fractured land of quakes and thunderous echoes. It was the Guts sector, a subterranean mega construction site reprogrammed into a death trap of collapsing steel and shaking stone. Mega Man materialized from a teleport beam onto a cracked loading platform, instantly met with the roar of shifting terrain. Massive conveyor belts ran wild. Support beams groaned overhead. Drones, long since corrupted, zipped through the air carrying debris to form barricades. The ground beneath his feet trembled, not from machines, but from something bigger, something breathing. He advanced cautiously, dodging falling rebar and leaping over collapsed bridges. Every sound echoed with menace. Then, amidst the dust, he saw it. A massive silhouette, shaped like a humanoid mountain, stepping forward from a chasm of steel and rock. Guts Man. His frame towered like a mech god, shoulders wide enough to carry buildings. Eyes glowed orange. Fists the size of wrecking balls clenched with servo strength.
"Rock," he growled, voice like grinding gravel. "You don't belong here anymore." Mega Man stood firm. "You used to build this city. Now you're tearing it apart." Guts Man let out a mechanical snarl and slammed his fist into the ground, triggering a tremor that sent shockwaves through the entire sector. Mega Man leapt, barely evading a flying slab of concrete that shattered the wall behind him. The duel was not elegant. It was brute force versus precision. Guts Man hurled entire cargo containers like toys. Mega Man darted between falling debris, firing precision shots at exposed joints and damaged servos. Sparks flew. The ground cracked. In one final charge, Guts Man tore a support pillar free and raised it like a club. But Mega Man, using the environment, triggered a ceiling collapse, stunning the Colossus. With one focused blast, he struck Guts Man's core. The Titan roared, fell to one knee, then crashed. Silence returned to the sector. Mega Man approached cautiously, hand trembling slightly. "Forgive me," he whispered. An orange glow transferred from Guts Man's shattered form into Mega Man's arm. Guts power. The strength to lift objects no normal machine could. The energy settled, heavy but calm. He looked up. The tunnel ahead opened toward the next sector. The journey was far from over. Behind him, the broken machinery sparked in the darkness, like the heartbeat of a wounded world.
The flames of Fireman's domain danced in the twilight like the breath of a dragon. The power station was now a blazing inferno, its control systems overridden and turned into furnaces of chaos. Pipes spewed gouts of fire as molten slag flowed like rivers between the metal grates. Mega Man materialized at the station's fringe, heat waves shimmering around him. Sweat would have beaded on a human brow. Instead, his internal coolant system strained to stabilize his core. This was no place for hesitation. He moved swiftly, dodging arcs of fire jets, leaking over conveyor belts glowing red with heat. Automated security bots swarmed with white-hot claws, and Mega Man fought them back with pinpoint blasts. Then came Fireman. He emerged from a collapsing control room, wreathed in flames, his core burning like a miniature star. "You were always too soft, Rock. This world needs cleansing, purity through fire." Their duel lit the skies. Fireman's inferno spirals threatened to consume everything. Mega Man ducked behind scorched pillars, countering with charged shots. But the heat distorted his vision, and Fireman advanced with fury. It was only by using the rolling cutter, retrieved from Cutman, that Mega Man found his advantage. The flying blade sliced through the inferno's edge and hit Fireman's exhaust vent. A blast followed. The station trembled. As Fireman fell, Mega Man stepped forward and absorbed the firestorm power. Now heat coursed within him, not just from code, but from conviction. There was no time to rest. The signal from Iceman's location pulsed colder than death. Moments later, Mega Man was standing amid snowdrifts and glacial corridors. The temperature plummeted. His systems switched to frost protocols as frozen bots launched shards of ice from towers built of crystal and steel. The battle through Iceman's Arctic labyrinth was treacherous. Slippery platforms, sudden blizzards, mechanical sentries buried in snowbanks. Mega Man pressed on, the firestorm cutting past through walls of ice. At the heart of a frozen dome, Iceman stood like a statue, his breath vaporizing into mist. "You burn so easily, brother. Let me cool your misguided fire." What followed was a brutal duel of elements. Frost blasts met fire spirals. The chamber became a hurricane of steam, light, and shattering crystal. But Iceman's defenses couldn't hold. Mega Man's firepower pierced his shield. As he knelt beside the fallen Iceman, snowflakes drifted onto Mega Man's shoulder.
Another weapon system transferred, the Ice Slasher. 2 more allies defeated, 4 weapons acquired. His heart, artificial as it was, grew heavier.
The mine shafts beneath the city rumbled as Mega Man descended into Guts Man's territory. Heavy machinery roared in the dark, conveyor belts ferrying entire steel girders across bottomless chasms. Hydraulic lifts groaned under unimaginable weight. Guts Man was a colossus, the strongest of the robot masters. Every step he took shook the earth. When he emerged from behind a vault door, the entire shaft trembled. "I don't want to hurt you, Rock," he said solemnly. "But Wily gave me purpose. Strength needs command." Mega Man said nothing. The earth split beneath him as Guts Man hurled entire slabs of reinforced steel. The fight raged across suspended platforms and unstable elevators. Mega Man used Ice Slasher to freeze falling debris, giving himself a foothold amid the chaos. At last, a precise blast destabilized Guts Man's power core. As the Titan knelt, he placed a hand on Mega Man's shoulder. "Make this count." Guts' power was now his. Then came the bomb yard. Mega Man barely had time to recalibrate when the terrain shifted again. Bomb Man's domain was a maze of demolition. Blinking red charges, exploding drones, barrels stacked like dominoes. From a perch, Bomb Man greeted him with glee. "I've been waiting for this one, hero. Let's blow away the past." Bombs rained. The entire facility was a trap. Mega Man raced across catwalks as firebombs detonated behind him. Using Guts Man's power, he lifted massive chunks of debris to shield himself and hurl back. Bomb Man's rhythm was erratic, chaotic, but he grew predictable in his fury. Mega Man cornered him using the Ice Slasher, freezing his arm mid-throw. A well-placed shot ended the madness. From the smoking ruins, bombs now joined his arsenal. Only one target remained. The sky over Metro City split with lightning as Mega Man approached the Electro Power Plant, Elec Man's fortress of voltage and terror. Towering coils pulsed with energy, their arcs snapping like whips through the sky. This was the most dangerous ground. One hit from the raw voltage here would fry any circuitry. Even Mega Man's enhanced systems trembled. He moved with precision, timing jumps between electric grids, disabling turrets with frozen blasts, and lifting barriers with Guts Man's strength. The path forward was paved with risk. Elec Man appeared at the control tower, his body surging with power. "You've taken down the others, but you won't take my storm." His first bolt tore a transformer in half. Mega Man fired back, but Elec Man darted through arcs of energy too fast to track. Only by using Bomb Man's weapon could Mega Man breach the tower's defenses. The explosions disrupted the current long enough for him to reach Elec Man. A fierce close-quarters battle followed. Fist met lightning, ice and fire against thunder. Finally, one last strike connected. Elec Man collapsed, a storm fading in his eyes. The Thunder Beam joined Mega Man's arsenal. 6 weapons, 6 trials. But the final battle loomed. A pulse led him to the Wily fortress, floating above the sands, cloaked in storm. The castle towered above a desert plain, its turrets pulsing with violet light. As Mega Man approached, the very earth shuddered. Dr. Wily was waiting. Inside, it was a nightmare.
All traps, all bots, all defense systems from the robot masters had been replicated here, reused and twisted. Mega Man fought through every corridor like a veteran soldier. He used every weapon, every lesson. He survived only because he had learned, evolved. And then, Wily himself. At the top of the tower, in a vast chamber rimmed with generators, the scientist stood behind a massive war machine. "You're just a prototype," he sneered. "I am the future." The machine roared. The final battle was cataclysmic. Mega Man switched between powers fluidly. Ice to slow, bomb to break, fire to flush, thunder to disable. Bit by bit, Wily's machine cracked, until finally it exploded. Smoke filled the sky. The tower began to crumble. Wily knelt, defeated. "You were meant to serve," he whispered. "I chose to protect," Mega Man replied. The sun set over Metro City. Mega Man stood atop the ruins of the Wily fortress. Behind him, silence. Before him, a city awakening from a nightmare. He had no heart, but he had purpose. And somewhere, deep within the network, new signals stirred, faint, threatening. This war was not the last. But tonight, the city had peace, and the world had its hero.